It's Inktober day 12. We're doing Goblin drawing today. I think I'm just going to wing it through the brown pen. It goes well sometimes. So I'm revisiting a character that I did long ago. A year ago, actually. I think this was for Inktober day 2. Who knows? I'm just going to minimize the screen. I'm getting up a screen for reference. Calm down. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're golden. I can see what I'm doing now. Now my screen's in the way. Just want to make sure that you can see what I'm doing and I can see what I need to see. There we go. Here we go. We're going to draw his head in there. I'm just going to get some really quick sketchy lines. This can be really easily covered up by black pen. I've said this before if you've joined me in the past. And I just want to get the sense of what I'm doing. He's going to be in a race car. He's racing against some younger goblin folks. They don't know what they're doing. I'm going to avoid trying to use the reference for everything I'm doing. So I'm not going to be able to draw perfectly well with this pen. I just want to get all the details that I want to get down in here. Sort of get the sense of the character. I only drew him once before, you know. Maybe he has like a bigger smile than he had last time. If you want to check out this piece, by the way, the last one I did, that is up on DeviantArt. Razwit is my handle there. Sort of more off camera than I'd like it to be. Let's get it more on camera. There we go. Let's see here. And I have his crazy contraption of a thing up here. He is going to be racing. There's maybe some goblins off to the side. Let's see here. I'm just going to get his face in there. All of his face. He's got this big grin. Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, if you're in the stream, thank you so much for watching live. It means a lot. It's fun to have people in here, I think. It's lots of pressure to draw very well. I draw very well. Maybe his ears are blown back a little bit, just a hair. He has like a little bit of hair that's blowing back too. I like Doc. Doc Goblin's cool. Seems friendly. Seems like a guy I want to hang out with. Let's get these bushy eyebrows up. I think I had a drier pen last time. I'm trying to dry one of these brown pens out. They draw very, very well. Like, I don't know how to explain this, but it just sort of puts a bolder mark than I'd like right out of the gate. But as time goes on, as it ages, it sort of draws well towards the end of its life. You can put finer marks or thicker marks as you would prefer. And then it totally dries out and you get sad and you have to start another one. But okay, I need to get to doing the race car. Let's just have a few little hairs blowing back. Just making sure. Trying to look at a chat as well as I don't even know how to look at a chat, honestly. It's so confusing for me, but I'm not going to worry about it yet. I can just do this. Yeah, no one's in chat. Great. Sorry for stopping the drawing. Let's just keep going here. Yeah. I hope you're drawing along, by the way. I don't know if YouTube lets you put up links, but if you draw along and you want to put up your drawing, I want to see everyone's drawing if you're drawing along with this, because it makes me happy that, you know, maybe you're inspired to draw by seeing other people draw, and if I helped you, it makes me feel good. If you're just looking for someone to listen to, then that's cool too. Either way, post that link, darn it, or not. You don't have to share. That's all up to you. Kind of want some hair in Doc Goblin's ears. I think that makes him funny. I want him to be driving his hands up on a wheel like this. He's just a crazy old driver. You don't want him on the road for sure. Let's get this back a little bit so you can see what's going on. I want kind of maybe rockets or something. I want it to look like a clunker, but also like super fast. I also want like some other goblin being blown off the road. Yeah. These young goblins don't know what's up. Let's tilt this up just a hair. See everything that's going on. You can see all the things. I'm just going to draw another goblin over here because he's going to be in front. In front of Doc Goblin's car. Not by much, because this wheel's going to be right in here, like almost killing this goblin. That's kind of scary. It's a little bit too close. A little bit too close. It's deadly. Let's get that in there, and then front of Doc Goblin's car. Let's get, I guess let's have the wheel like that. Just really tiny. Real tiny stuff. Right. And I think I'll do some cross-hatching in here. Why not? Let's do some cool grill or something. I don't know. Just something. I'm going to keep it loose. I'm going to keep it loose with the brown pen. You can always, I like that sketchy quality under, and keeps it a little bit lighter if you go quick. Like the sketchy quality with the brown pen. We can go back in with the black pen later. Definitely want this wheel right in here. It's just running people off the road. Here's our arm needs to be out here too. See, I messed up over here, but I'm just going to turn it into his sleeve. It's perfect. Perfect stuff. Look at that. And then I can just start to refine some of the forms in here with the brown. So Doc Goblin. I don't know, I'm coming up with a story for him, I guess. In the last image I drew for him, or the only image I ever drew of him, he was making a little tiny robot. He just likes making things. I feel like he's just like way advanced. He's just a super genius making fun things for himself in his little tinkerer workshop. This time he made a race car. By the way, sort of inspired by the latest Magic set. So they have a bunch of cars in there. Well, vehicles, not all cars. There are things that probably, I imagine goblins invented it, and then other people took credit. Goblins are the only true tinkerers, darn it. Doc Goblin probably made them all. He's just not recognized in Magic at all. Let's give him a seat. He has a nice seat behind him. Just kind of keep the forms loose here. Nice seat. And then I can go in and refine it. And then probably seats all shaded behind his head. That's fine. Let's do that. And now I want to do the jet engine crap I was talking about. Or maybe the motors back here, there's just big pistons. Does that make any sense? I don't know. I don't know how cars function. But when I think cars, I do think pistons, and I think that's fair. That's a fair thing to think about. And a phone goes off in the distance. I don't know how any of this works. But I am going to put designs here. I'm going to fool people into thinking I know how it works. I don't know. It's just a tinkerer thing. It's just, it makes sense because it's fantasy, right? That's what fantasy is. Difference between fantasy and sci-fi, basically. Fantasy, you can basically do anything, and sci-fi is poorly explained. I'm kidding. Let's get a little bit of definition to that. Maybe there's a rocket back here. Why not? I'll keep the rocket, but I want this wheel. I want this like sideways wheel. Is it a wagon wheel? Who knows? It's some kind of wheel. But I need this scared goblin here. Easy, young goblin. Let's get you closer to where I'm drawing. He's young. He doesn't know. He doesn't know any better. Challenge Doc Goblin to the wrong freaking race. I want his face to go. There we go. I like the teeth there. How about you? Let's do the other row of teeth. Be like sort of crooked going back into his mouth. Yeah. He looks terrified. Look at that. Maybe his ears getting caught in the wheel there. It's just like blood. Oh, it turned gruesome. Turned gruesome in like just seconds. Sort of want the chin to be less extreme than that. And then the arm can come up over and try to turn away. Turn way away. His arm can like all the way turned over. You can see a little bit of his cheek probably. Right there. Just a little bit. It's a crazy driver. Kind of reminded of the little old lady from Pasadena song. This is similar to that. Same situation. I'm just going to detail some of the teeth. I think it helps to bring that character to life. Just some of the teeth. You don't want to get all of them. Just going to round out his eye a little bit. Give him a little bit more life. What if he has a mohawk? Makes him look like a punk, up to no good. Doc Goblin is like a superhero or something. They're becoming gremlins. He really does look like that. The gremlin from the first movie. There might have been a mohawk one in the second movie too. Watched Gremlins 2 the other day. A couple of my friends. I love that movie. I don't care what Key and Peele think. It's awesome. That skit was funny though. I don't know. It's just a fun, goofy movie. Also, the original Goofy movie was pretty fun and goofy. So, continue rounding out that eye. I'm not sure if I. Yeah, I kind of like its placement a little bit better now. Yay! And then have his hand just all the way turned over on this wheel. Maybe his wheel's coming off or something. This also kind of reminded me of used to play this game Crash Team Racing. Crash Bandicoot in a go-kart racing game. But there'd be wacky characters like this. And you throw bombs and stuff. It's kind of like a Mario Kart. I'm sure more people have played Mario Kart, but in my opinion, Crash Team Racing was better. Not the sequel. The sequel sucked, but or all the sequels sucked. I think they made multiple. They weren't just bad. It was just the physics were all. They made them like too realistic. In the next few iterations. Just going back to detailing. I want his arm to be a little bit wider. He is an older goblin, so it sort of makes sense. And I'm just gonna get in here. Maybe his leg is coming out. Maybe it has ripped jeans. That would be fine. I just want him to look like a punk from the 90s. Makes sense. Why not? Why not? That's what I always ask myself. Never turns out badly. He has a little collar here. It'd be sort of shaded. There's a collar over here too. And the front of his car is going to be over here. I think the other part of his car is just going to get completely trashed. His car is just getting wrecked here. Let's see how large do I want his tires? I guess I want his car should be a little bit smoother, like it makes sense. Like it looks like it should be going faster than the Doc's. Doc. I don't know why I said that. Like I meant to sound like Marty McFly, but instead I sounded like Christopher Walken. So that's about as good as my impressions get. Marty, your father. We got to go back in time. That movie would be pretty great with just Christopher Walken. Well, not great. All right, here's what I mean. It would be awful, but worth watching at least once. It'd be like the thing everyone's talking. It would be the movie equivalent of pen pineapple, apple pen. Is that how you? Is that the name of that? I don't know. It's awful. It's certainly worth showing one person once to, you know, victimize them with that. It's not good, I think, but you know, it's worth making and putting out in the world. Some things are just like that. So this is similar in almost every respect. Just realized I don't know where my phone is, and eventually it's going to make a bunch of noise. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I turned the alarm off. I can't remember. Cannot remember. We'll find out in 15 minutes, but I'm not going to stop drawing in 15 minutes. That's for sure. That's for darn sure. Let's get this there. Sort of wanted to do more ink wash, but what do you do? I'm just going to keep going with this. I want to keep it. I keep on forgetting to just keep it loose and just go, because there's a lot of movement to be had with this. This pen. I don't want to go into too much detail right away. I want bolts and stuff. I don't know. Bolts and stuff. Maybe there's a little tiny door here. Why wouldn't there be? Just getting over here. Kind of want his steering wheel to be a little bit goofy. I don't know in what way, but it's gonna be, darn it. Let's get his fingers in here. So this is the elderly driver in all of us. Angry at the kids. Not long for this world, so screw it, you know. Let's just floor it. Can't see. I don't know if I'm going to hit anything, but if I do, whatever. I got places to be. Got places to go, people to see. He has suspenders. That's very important. It's a very important part of his character, is the suspenders. And, you know, the nice dress shirt sleeves rolled up. Also an important part of the character of Doc Goblin. I keep on wanting to like go in detail, but kind of want another goblin off to the side just to. So right now we got kind of a blank space, but I could cut the drawing a little bit. I could crop it. That's what I meant to say. Can always crop it. I think I like the idea of this guy's foot being up here. Like he's just physically trying to jump out of the car. I like that quite a bit. There's these tiny little wheels. I want it to look similar to how I drew this wheel, so. That's fine. The holes aren't exactly where I need them to be, but mattered that much. Right? Am I right? Right, you're right. You're always right. I know. Give this lights. It looks like a newfangled car, sort of bumper car, maybe. I feel like goblins would put weird amounts of lights. I feel like this guy needs like a flame custom paint job. He's just getting run over. I think that's pretty funny. Just finding new sort of narrative elements to throw in there. And yeah, the wheel is getting taken off. Uh-oh. There goes my phone. Can't get it. I'm sorry. Can't pick it up. No. I'm in the middle of something. Something very important. You're not listening. Stop it. Okay, they're done. They've given up. Let's put this right there. And this right here. And then this and that. And this and that. The other wheel's going to be back here somewhere. There's a place for this wheel. Somewhere behind his head, and I'm going to just back off a hair while I figure the rest of this out. Let's get this other wheel is sort of wanted like a Munsters feeling vehicle. Let's just have the car itself looks sadistic, like it's going to run some stuff over. It's going to have bolts everywhere. Maybe just something like that. I didn't put that wheel out far enough, I don't think. Maybe I did, I'm not sure. It's definitely not the right angle. So I'm going to do that. No one knows how to race Doc Goblin. And you know, the cool detail that you can put in with this brown pen is mostly it's just these little textural additions, because this doesn't add a lot of I mean, it's a much different value than the white, but it doesn't add a ton of value compared to the black. The black has a much larger impact. So you hide your mistakes mostly and you get motion out of it. You get the feeling of movement. So it works similar to some things you can do with an ink wash. And that's sort of what I'm doing here, is just trying to get motion. I'll just add some motion lines over the top. Why not? And with these pistons, I'm just going to... He has actual flames. I've decided now there are actual flames coming out the back with maybe like a weird flamethrower thing going on. Because darn it, he has places to be. There's no time to mess around. I'm going to keep the lines sort of in the direction of the wheel because that's where the movement comes from. His hand's a little small here. I'm going to just widen the hand a little bit, just a little bit. Some of this, let's see. And it's going to be like this. It's a little bit too wide. Let's bring it down a hair. And more bolts. I just want bolts all over his car. I want it to look like it's not super fast. Sort of. It should look a little bit blocky. Just like planks and bolts, like it was just Frankenstein together. Just lights that don't really make sense. The car itself looks sadistic. That seems fine. And just putting a little bit of detail back here, a little bit on the foot, a little bit more on the foot, I think. And just being kind of light. I don't want to be too forceful with the brown. The movement's the most important by far. And do I want... I'm going to kick some dirt out. Kicking a little bit of dirt out. You can't see what I'm drawing. Believe me, I'm kicking dirt out. There we go. And just like with the other wheel, I'm just going to keep the movement. Doesn't even have to be that clean. I want parts of it to be clean, but not all of it. Like I'll detail the front edge, but not the back edge. And then sort of looks like the shredder. The shredder. I'm just going to throw in some cross hatching in here. Sort of like the idea of it being, oh, here, more bolts. Why not? Being like lopsided, like you didn't take much time to put the grill in. And right here. I like the idea of like a lot of these being just square, or maybe his, yeah, it's like the front of a train, but like jacked up. Like it's seen some abuse. It has some cracks in it. Oh man, I like it. I like it a lot. Darn it. And I can put some, this is just going to be for shading. So I'm keeping it pretty light. Pretty light. And I'm just kind of focusing on like planes. If I feel like I see a plane, I'm going to shade along that plane in sort of the direction that I want to go on that plane. So like I see a plane here, I see a plane there, I see a plane everywhere. And I'm going to go a little bit closer here because I feel like it's going to be darker, and then I can go a different direction if I want. Just if I feel it's not dark enough or something. So let's see here. I guess I felt like it was needing to bulge out a little bit to contain him. So let's, this is a seat. This is like a panel or something. You have a hinge here. Hinge for the door. Maybe this is his leg. Everyone just like sort of crams into their car. Why not? Why wouldn't you? I'm going to put a shadow under the whole deal, just to sort of indicate where the car ends and where the ground begins. A little bit under the wheel, just a hair. And a little bit under this wheel as well. And then this all back here, getting fairly dark with it. I think it's just about time to go in with the black. I'm just gonna make some of these edges more crisp than others. They don't all need to be precise. I like some of the like less sure edges because they add motion. But if they're all like that, it looks too stiff. I'm gonna put a little bit of, let's just get right down. Look at him. I'm gonna just get a little bit of detail on the eye there. And there's gonna be a big shadow right there. Seems fine. Seems good. Seems grand. And just little details here and there, you know? Just kind of sculpting his face. Finding those little imperfections. I love the little waves of hair coming off. I'm just gonna, just to exaggerate those, I am going to do some uniform lines around them. I just like it. And some of those like less sure lines down here. Movement, texture. That's a little tiny, I don't know what's happening lines. These just kind of scribbles, figuring out where the heck everything is. And then really exact lines for shadow, for structure. Ah, yeah. Yeah, love it. And I'm going to go back in here in a minute with, I kind of lost track of where his knuckle was here, with a black. Probably just a smaller, I like the idea of going back in with probably a 0.05, 0.05, however you want to say that. More shading in there. And then I'm gonna do a vertical line probably like right in this area. Let's do that. Just a little bit more where I know needs to be more shaded. Yep. A fan of that. And same thing over here. Can you see that? No, you can't. Whee! There we go. Just doing some cross hatching, figuring out where this goblin's anatomy is. He's just kicking his knee out there. Yeah, I'm gonna give this window a little bit of glare, I guess. Just some like hard-edged lines along the curve of the window. Seems fine. Seems good, seems fine. Why not? I can do whatever I want. Can't stop me. He's got a nice bumper on his car. Nice-ish. It was nice. I mean, maybe there's some damage. I can put some damage on the side of his car. Just getting run right off the road. Doc Goblin was an accident waiting to have it happen, and now he is an accident that's happening. It's not. No, this doesn't even seem like an accident. It's just damage. He's coming after you. Sort of like, I like that he's kicking out his knee too. I guess I'm just going to have this be a knee. I didn't really have a plan for it, but now it is. He's just, everyone, that's how they drive. They just put their knee out the window. Seems right. Seems like the thing you do as a goblin. As a goblin tinkerer. Why not? Let's get. I'm not really happy with how this guy's back is appearing. Let's see here. Let me get this in here correctly. Just get that shade in. I'm going to continue going around in that circle in the way that the wheel is the direction of the wheel, the way it's turning. I want that movement. I want the movement to turn it. Move it, move it. Now I need dance music, right? Can't even handle it. And just sort of like a hard squiggly line over the top of that to show the shininess. Shiny. I want a bunch of bolts here. It's just bolts. He's obsessed with bolts. He's bolting everything. I told him not to, but he's doing it. Chairs. He's bolting down. I don't know what he's planning on doing, but the house is taking off. Maybe. I want these to be vertical because the seat's vertical. I didn't think about that before we started drawing, but let's do this. Just structures. They're all just structures. Who cares? Let's. These aren't bolts, they're just holes. He was drilling holes in everything, too. Can't stop him. He does what he wants. He said, Doc Goblin, why? He did it anyway. Just drilling holes and bolting stuff. It's like, I'm building something. It's going to be the best invention. I said, it's a car. You're drilling holes in your car. He didn't listen to me. Geniuses, you know what I'm saying? Just do what they want. He is a genius. His other leg's going to be right there. I put a little zigzag in his tire. It's going to be a little bit wider as it looks again. Sort of closer together. Right there. I'll put little dots too. Maybe bolted the tires too. They bolt him. He just likes his bolts. It's really important to give your character a narrative, not just on the page, but in your own head. If you don't, people will not think you're crazy. It's very important. People think you're crazy, or else why would they be scared of you, you know? No reason to fear you. It's sign of real respect is fear. That's true. Only for artists. If you don't fear your local artist, then there's a problem with the local art. There we go. I like all the little tiny lines I'm getting. But then I'm gonna put the zigzag on this too. Zig, 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 zag, 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 zig, zag, zig, zag, zig, zag, zig, zag, zig. Really important to say it as you do it. Otherwise, it's not a real zigzag. It's just more of a, like a squiggle. Perfect. Sort of. But more motion. Just. It's kicking up dirt. It's going everywhere. I don't know if I want to put anything over to the other side. Just lines. It's on the road. Sort of wanted, yeah, here, let's just put. He just knocks someone into oblivion. They're up there freaking out. You're back right there. Their leg kicking out. The leg sort of kicking back. And the car is just up in the air. And maybe in several pieces, I don't know. Why not? Just mess this guy up. He's winning this race. He's just on the normal road, but he's going to win it. There's no actual race going on. It's just goblins on the road. They make cars too. Screw him. Run him over. The audio is being weird. I'm sorry. I don't know when you typed that. I just looked at it. I was never really good at cross-hatching any tips. Sorry for just seeing your comments. I'm getting to it. Yeah, so cross-hatching, I think the key for me is it is more organic if your cross-hatching is at a closer angle. And it's really important for all hatching. I'm going to do some hatching. I did like a bunch already. Let's do some on the side of this guy's car. Just I want some shadow over here. It's really important to get all your hatching like uniform, and I mean it's a skill, right? So you just want to get it like as close to straight as possible, and uniform if you're doing like a couple that are close and like one that's way far away, and like the angles are all different. It's not going to look like a shade, and you want it to look like a shade. So it's important to get it like uniform, and so fairly close together, fairly like equidistant from each other, unless you're like you come into an area that's darker, you can be like closer together. You can add some. But for the cross hatching, it's going to look more. So I did some in here that's not great, but the cross hatching. Let's see. I guess I don't really want it right here. Let's see. Maybe on the wheel would be good. But if it is kind of close to the same angle, so I go here and then I go here, that's kind of close to the same angle, and it gives me like some geometry in there. It's like I created a bunch of diamonds. That sort of makes it look more smooth. As you get closer to like a 90-degree angle, just imagine the texture that you're putting on. I'm not doing it right now, but like if you're at a 90-degree angle, it's sort of more box-like, so you can imagine it gets more static, I guess. It's just more like plaid, like you just use it for different things. And sometimes I do a lot of cross-hatching with, I'll do it at a curve. So when I say equidistant and like uniform, you can do that at an angle as well, at a curve. I'm sorry if my audio is still being weird. I guess I can try and focus the microphone more towards myself. I didn't slap it for good measure. Sorry. Yeah, so you can do that, and then you can sort of do what I was talking about with a similar angle. You get all those same sort of things. It creates it's a totally different texture, like just try and imagine the texture that you're working with. And it is a skill, like I was saying, you can actually just practice it. I'm not trying to, with this particular drawing, I'm not trying to be like super tight with it. And you can be, it's just a different effect. I will be super tight. But like this, sorry. Yeah, so this I was imagining a grill and, with a lot of detail. And this just helps add like some sort of, like an atmosphere in there. Like you can imagine there's like detail in the grill or something, and these are pretty close to 90 degrees perpendicular to each other, Or like on the car, I want to stay close to the same angle just to get like, there's a texture, but it's not this rough texture that I'm seeing. It's not like, it's a metal texture. I don't know. So that's my tips for that. I'm going to go into doing black here. You were left. I was giving all kinds of tips. But thanks for the question anyway. Even though you've left me. So sad. Let's do that. Yeah, let's just go into black. Go into black. It's the 005. It's the nemesis of the 05. It's like Bizarro 05. This is going to be the opposite approach. I think my audio is fine. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Is this the audio? No, it's not. Is this the audio? It says, okay. Just making sure everything's hunky-dory. Okay. Let's do that. This is going to be just the most uniform thing I can do. The most exact. And I want to get in here. Yeah, all this is just going to be like, all right, where are the darkest spots? How do I detail them better? Just adding a little element of detail to everything. And his suspenders definitely need that. And I could go over with like a thicker line first. I'm not going to. I like the level of detail that this gives me, and I'm gonna go in with his suspenders. We'll do that cross hatching I was talking about. Audio is crack-a-lacking, you freaking robot. What a jerk. Well, I don't know how to fix it. That's just the bandwidth. That's just the internet speed, I would say. It's difficult to stream. What a jerk, though. Who comes in the stream and just tosses up my audio like that? That's my girlfriend. Kitty. Let's get in here. Let's just do this. I'm gonna get some, like, as I go through here, I'm just getting some texture, not too much. I don't want to get carried away with the texture on the black. The black is there for uniformity and like clearing up some parts that are not so great. Really need to not look up when I'm trying to draw. It's kind of difficult to keep track of the stream's comments at the same time. I'm drawing, but sure I can handle it. Let's do this. I'm just going to put a little bit of detail in here, not much. A little bit here, a little bit here. Just don't want to get carried away because the shadow is really important. If I start to put shadow everywhere, nothing will be shadowed. Does that make sense? I don't know if I can restart the stream. I'd love to, but at the same time, if it stops and starts over again, I'm not sure. Do I stop it? Do I just click stop and start? I don't think so. I think I would need to reload entirely. Like this. It's fine. The audio is really bad, but you want to keep watching this drawing. I think. Just a hot second. I feel like just mute it, put on some music, and hit the ×2 speed button. Get nuts with it. But these are going to go real close because this steering wheel is a dark color. Perfect. Right like that. I'm doing that little curvy cross hatching too with that. This is a good spot to do a little bit of texture, some dots, just a little bit of dots. I'm gonna go up into his face a little bit. Let's watch it there. At the end of the stream, I guess I will test out stopping it, starting it back up, see how that goes, just as a test. The emergency, my voice is crack-a-lacking system. It's gonna be pretty dark under his nose here. And especially right here, this is just going to be all the big black, basically. I don't love to fill in areas with ink. Because when you crosshatch, it gives that feeling of movement in the darkness. If you get it real dark, but don't have it completely filled in. With curvy lines, against sets like that too, it feels really organic. My screen just got really bright. Done did it. You restarted the stream? That's better for you? You just speak verbally. It's kind of funny to do in the comments. Sort of with you on that. I'm gonna, so say I'm like starting out kind of close and I spread them out as I go. I sort of like speed up my movement, keeping the vertical the same. But when I do that, I'm just trying to get like a point of darkness and then just continuing that out. But horizontal, as I move my hand, you know, the overall movement gets quicker. Mute it. Let's do this. Let's do exactly this. Sort of like the idea of like having this bottom row of teeth show. Ah. Ah. He does look like the penguin a little bit. Burgess Meredith from the original Adam West Batman. That's how he said. That's my version of him. You're a bum, Batman. He's also Mickey. I bet you have to die, you know. Just live forever. Just live forever, Mickey. Hey, Mickey, you're fine, you blew my mind, hey, Mickey. Some of these hairs, I'm not. Just want it to be very obvious that they're. His hair come off the top of his head. Just whatever little he has. I just like this character. I don't know why. Just old man creating things, running kids off the road. These kids, kids. Again, sound effects are really important. The person asking earlier how I improve my cross hatching with sound effects. It's key. Key to everything you do. And now I'm sort of getting into the detailing of the car. Here I need to, let's follow the suspenders, but then I need to really carefully just get in a shade, a tone. And just sniff. Sniffing on mic is just, it doesn't sound good. It's just so much more extreme. And it sounds in your head, you know. I like the idea of putting a little bit of hatching up here. My hope is person that was in here that I didn't get to like verbally give advice to, that they will I'll be able to tell them in the comments, and that they'll see that, but I'm not sure that they will. Hopefully it'll be on Google Plus. I do get email notifications for Google Plus, so if you really have a question, I believe that's a good way to ask it of me. Sort of like that. And I'm just going to continue the hatching here. Just keeping it straight, uniform. Little tiny hatching. And for the front of the car, let's see, how much of this do I want to be like super detailed? I guess just the front of the car and him. Everything else can sort of just be off in the distance. Otherwise, I'm going to spend 2 more hours doing this, and it's going to be way too expensive for people to want to purchase from me. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to plug this at the beginning. Jeez. What am I thinking? Yeah, the website. Saturday at 2 o'clock every Mountain Standard Times. Every Saturday in October, Mountain Standard Time. 2 o'clock. I put the Inktober that I did prior to that day in this month up on my website. It'll be up there for a month at least. It'll be taken down at the end of November. I think I should leave much through December, maybe a good Christmas gifts. Well, whatever I'm doing, I will let everyone know before it happens. Before I need to take them down. And, you know, realistically, if you want to private message me, like, or whatever, just let me know that you want to hold one or something, but you don't have the money. I don't know. Something like that. That's fine too. So here on the side, I'm just gonna get right in the way. Let's be over here. I'm lengthening the line as I go. It's fine. I'm gonna get in here and go down with that cross-hatching business. Nasty. I don't want to get too jumbled in here. That's more for like background stuff. But let's do the thing I said not to do right there. Don't do that. It's all right. I'm gonna just accentuate the cracks in here. Perfect. It's just all crackle-lackled. Like my audio. Hey yo. Audio is crackle-lacking. Hey yo. It's my impression of you, Michael. Making fun of you. Should probably listening to a better YouTuber at this point. Someone she likes more than me. Got all hopeful there for a second. She was gonna reply. No, I'm just sad. So sad. All right, so being as the tire is probably black, I'm trying to get very close with the lines here. Now, somewhat difficult since I do want to basically go to the center with every line. At least right here. I'm going to try to just be super, super, super close. Super duper close. And then probably down here too. Let's do that. And then I can speed it up. Do that old thing. That old speed up thing. Just adding a little bit of texture on the outside of the tire. Some sort of thing. I can maybe be very cautious about how I handle this and make it appear like a shadow. Yay, I did it. So I just went up one side of the pen line that was thicker than this one. There's more of a zigzag on the outside, but that's fine. I'm just putting little bits of detail over here. And just sort of run one line up the whole thing. And this needs to be a tire or something. It needs to be something at least. I'm going to speed up through here and then slow down. It's about the movement, the overall movement that gets to your tones. And do the same thing around the outside. And look, his tire got all shredded, all cut up. That curve. My hand's starting to tire out here. So we're closing in on the end, I guess. Otherwise, I'll take a break and come back to it. But I have too much work to do for people, so sorry. Sorry, Charlie. I'm sorry, Charles. that in there. There's a little bit of kind of like the swivel chair I'm in. It's allowing me to kind of spin my body like I'm on some sort of rig. I don't know why I'm thinking like that. It's just feel very, very much like a robot right now. Sort of want detail on this guy's face back here. Let's put a little bit on the eye. A little bit there. And I kind of want some some here a little bit. I'm going to outline the teeth. And then give it just some value in there. And basically just an outline for the rest. I guess I'll give a little bit more value to this guy's face. And then definitely under the arm. And crosshatch that. And, as you crosshatch out, you don't have to do that. It's a very stupid thing. It's not that stupid, it's just I don't like doing it. You have that little tiny, tiny hook at the end of the line. I don't like it. It's just, I don't know. My hand's getting a little bit tired after a long time of drawing here. Of course, I need to outline his ear because how would you tell he's being messed up? I love that he's like ripping through his cover. The tire's black. It's just, the drawing's like getting close. It's getting close to done. When you detail all you need to detail, sometimes it's just which is readable. You can't add anything. You could, but it's like takes away some of that. The drawing, the magic. And over here, I'm just basically, instead of cross hatching in that little grill area, I'm only hatching basically perpendicular to the viewer. shadow for all these bolts. Bolts. It's going to be a little bit darker. Then, and maybe I want it to be lighter, just more contrast. That's how to be lighter. Sort of feels like you can't control. I'm just going to cut this off for the most part. I want him to be able to control the steering wheel. It feels like the steering wheel is going outside of the range of the car. Perfect. All right. Yeah. Yeah. What else needs to be done? Probably adjust the shadow here, and that's it. Just feeling like it's not quite dark enough, but it's close. And is this it? Is it done? Maybe. I like it. Just looking, spotting some areas of detail that I like. Actually, you know what? All right. I guess there's a little bit more that I want. I mostly want the steering wheel to be darkened in. I'm not going to go all the way black like I was doing with the other steering wheel. I think it's pretty important. Pretty important to get this a little bit darker at least. I just don't want to draw too much attention to it. That's the thing. And let's do sideways. Sideways hatching. I can do that speeding up thing too. I did it a little bit over here. Let's do just vertical over here. A little bit. Yeah. Just a little bit. I drew in a new wheel there, just because it needs two wheels to function. Mostly. On the front, at least. I'm putting most of my shading on the opposite side, not just because the lighting's there, but because it makes this seem more round. And very soon here, my alarm will go off. Everyone will be sad because I'll have to go. But I want to thank everyone for watching. And thank the person near to for asking the question about cross-hatching. I hope you get your answer some one way or another. Just to reiterate, it was just keeping it uniform, and you get different textures depending on the angle you go at. You can also build up value by doing it more. So you can go in like 8 different directions. Just keep it uniform as you go in one single direction. And cross-hatching and hatching aren't the only ways to shade with pen. It's just that's the ways that are taught. You can do squiggles, darn it. Just keep it, if you keep it uniform and mostly throughout, it'll feel like a tone. It's the whole trick. And just a little bit of shading there, and then it'll look good. I always say goodbye to the drawing and say goodbye again and again. But it's time for real, though. Thank you so much for watching. There's the thing. Let's just glance over it again. Oh! There's that guy flying off in the distance. There's Doc Goblin. Just running everyone over. All right. I will see you all later. Bye-bye.